Zach says that Irina doesn't like not being in control, and that's part of the problem. At this point, Irina felt like she was being attacked by Zach, and that Zach was trying to make her out to be the problem. Girl, you are the problem. Zach doesn't have to make you out to be anything. The problem is you, and you are the problem. The next morning, we have cute couples footage. Turns out the raccoon is back, and it was in Brett and Tiffany's room. Why is the raccoon following them around? In Jacqueline and Marshall's room, she explains her situation with her family, and Marshall is super understanding. Kwame and Chelsea are grabbing a bite, and Chelsea cannot keep her eyes off Kwame. Chelsea feels like she won the lottery. She hit the jackpot. She loves looking at Kwame, looking at him, touching him, kissing him, talking to him. She loves him. They talk about going back to the real world, and Kwame asks Chelsea if she's nervous about running into anyone. Projecting much? Chelsea says no, it would be interesting to see the other couples and their dynamics. Kwame says he doesn't care about anyone, but he's curious about how Micah is in real life. He asks if she would be okay if he went over and spoke with Micah when they see her. Kwame, why are you talking about Micah? I don't get it. She dumped you. Why are you talking about her? It's time for all the couples to meet, and when Tiffany and Brett walked up and Jacqueline saw Brett, she had to take her glasses off, and she was like, wait a minute, he's kind of fine. And Marshall said, what? And he was like, he's kind of fine. Marshall took that really, really well. Jacqueline thought Brett was banging. Tiffany says Marshall reminds her of Will Smith in The Fresh Prince. I don't know about that. Micah and Paul are the last to arrive. Micah says Kwame is super handsome, and Kwame says he feels encapsulated by her presence, and he's attracted to her. Kwame is going to disappoint me. I can feel it. The boys are chatting, and Kwame says he really feels good about everything. The girls talk about sex, baby, and Micah says her and Paul haven't done anything yet. Chelsea says she is wrecked. Micah says she's not shocked and that she was expecting that. And Tiffany says that her and Brett haven't had sex yet because it's her cycle. Chelsea and I were taken aback. But anyway, Tiffany says that she knows how to please her man in other ways, so don't worry, girls. Tiffany's got this. Micah and Kwame are chatting, and Micah says she loves Paul and everything, but she feels like her and Kwame fit like a glove. Kwame says it's rare to connect with someone on that level that he did with Micah, and he says he's had a hard time with the breakup. And Micah says she thinks Chelsea is super genuine, even though it may come off as too much at times, but she's still genuine. Next thing you know, Irina runs up and hugs Paul. She's giving Paul way more affection than she's ever given to Zach. Mind you, Irina's wearing this bikini top where her boobs, her breastises, are half covered. They're spilling out underneath, in the middle. She's just super exposed. And Paul says he's trying to keep his eyes off her chest. A little while later, Zach tries to kiss Irina, and Irina screamed. Not inside, out loud. This is so embarrassing. Irina and Micah chat, and Irina says that Zach is her perfect match on paper. Dark hair, chiseled face, all of that. But the moment she saw him, she was like, I don't know who this man is. And basically, he gives her the major ick. Micah says that when she first saw Paul, she didn't see her type. Irina, on the other hand, thinks Paul is absolutely gorgeous. And she sees in Paul what she didn't get with Zach. Later on, there's more awkward footage of Zach and Irina, the usual stuff. Zach trying to touch her, Irina running away. Irina says she's worried that she doesn't have a physical connection with him, although she can see it with other people. Just say his name, girl. Just say Paul. It's Paul. We all know it's Paul. Later, they're all having fun in the pool, and Irina swims up to Paul and starts a conversation about cooking Russian food. I mean, it didn't go anywhere. She's just trying her luck. Kwame and Brett chat, and Kwame says that Chelsea is his girl, and it's really hard seeing Micah, and he really feels for her. And that when he hugged her, he felt something brewing inside. So while they are chatting, Chelsea asks Kwame to bring her some chips, and he says, alright, cool, I got you. And then Micah and Irina, who are on a floaty nearby, hear this, and then Irina says, Kwame, me and Micah would love tequila shots with salt. Would you grab us some? Kwame says, get it yourself. He was like, girl, get off that floaty and get yourself those shots. What do you think I am? The mean girls get out of the pool, and Micah goes up to Kwame and hugs him, and then asks, why did you deny us the shots? She's trying so hard to get Kwame's attention, and she's flirting, and it's just terrible to see. Both of them are pressing Kwame so hard, and they offer him shots, and then Irina suggests that they make a toast, and Micah says, let's toast to failed proposals. And Kwame's whole mood changed. He put the shot down and he walked away. He was offended. After a while, he asks Micah if they can talk, and he asks her why she would say that, and Micah says, it wasn't malicious. If you know me, you know that I don't say anything maliciously, blah blah blah, playing all innocent. He says he didn't appreciate that, and he cares about her so much, and he thinks so highly of her. I mean, he still didn't see the real Micah at this point. I thought he did, but he didn't. The minute she started talking to him and touching him and getting closer to him and whispering, he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Micah keeps talking, and Kwame is smitten. Chelsea sees the chemistry and she's over it. I could see the chemistry. I could feel it through the TV screen. So I don't know how Chelsea handled herself in that moment. She's debating whether or not she should go over there and stop the conversation, because Kwame is looking at Micah in a way that he's never looked at Chelsea. He's looking at Micah in the same way that Chelsea looks at him. Chelsea decides to go home. She's had enough of watching her match fall in love with another girl, and Kwame doesn't even notice that she left. That brings us to the end of episode 4. If you enjoyed listening to this recap, hit the subscribe button and come back for another recap.